to the cloud. Now, the reason I record is for anyone who didn't make it on tonight, but then also if you want to go back and rewatch it, I do create a YouTube video of it and I will give it to all of the Tastefully Simple consultants, and then you can share it out with your friends that have joined us or that maybe missed out tonight and that still need to make their meals. So like I said, this week we are doing our great grilling meals, and we are actually doing 6 instead of 5 because they do go together pretty quickly. And then next month, if you're interested in joining us, our next one will be Burger Mania. So it'll be 5 different burgers, turkey burgers and ground beef burgers. So I hope that you'll be able to join us. So, all right. So we are going to start with our grilled turkey tenderloin. And I wanted to share, especially for those of you that are new to this, a couple of tips that I have for you. So first off, I like to double bag my bags. Just because when I get them out of the freezer, I don't ever like when they're defrosting, I don't like them to get kind of gross in my refrigerator. So I do use an extra bag. When I label my bags, I do, hold on, let me let Debbie in. When I label my bags, I put the name of the meal, and that was like part of your instructions for the part 1 of the assembly. But I also put the date that I made the meal, and these are all going to be grilling. So you could just put a G for grilling, because that way you know when you made it. Sometimes meals get, they slide to the bottom and you're like, ooh, how long was that there? So I just always think it's a great way to,
I made
hey, Debbie made it. That's all right. I was just worried. I was like, I saw her yesterday. She said she's coming, so I know she's going to.
Yes, I had computer issues. I'm so sorry.
No worries. We're glad you're here. So again, just keep that in mind. If you want to put the date that you made the bag or the meal, and then I would put a G so you know it's a grill meal. Okay. The other thing that I like to always share is I like to do a large bowl that I put my bags down into as I work. So, and I know some people have other clips that they hold, like Kelly uses clips. Kelly, you got your clips handy? She's already got her hands in the meat. So yeah, so you can stuff you can add your bags in there, and then it holds them. Oh, and Amber's got them too. So all right, I don't have that cool newfangled item. I know it's not brand new, but you know what I mean. So
yes.
So what I do is I just use a large bowl and I set my bags down in the bowl. What the ones that we're working on, that way if they tip over, they're not going to flip everything out of your bag. The other tip that I have for you is I also like to fold back the Ziploc part of the bag so that when we're working, it kind of makes a nice big open space. And that way it just makes it a little bit better so that when you're dumping things in, you don't feel like you're getting all over the sides of the bag. Okay. When I'm doing these workshops with you, I'm not prepping alongside of you right now because I like to focus in on getting them. I felt the times that I was doing that, I slowed everybody down. So that's why I'm giving instructions as opposed to prepping with you. So, all right. So everybody ready to get started with the first one? Yay. Give me a thumbs up. If you are in a spot where it's pretty quiet and you don't have a lot of background noise, you are more than welcome to be unmuted and chat with us as we work. If you do have some noise in the background, being muted does help us out. And then you can come unmuted anytime that you want. So, all right. So for this one, you are going to need 2 1-gallon bags, one 1-quart size bag. Or you could use like a little container if you like to store things in little containers. And then your bag, was everybody able to label your bags already and put your meat in? Okay, perfect. If not, that's what you're going to do first. We want 1.5 pounds of turkey breast tenderloin in a bag. And I know Melissa said it's tricky finding one without the seasonings already. You do really have to search for those. It is tricky.
Yes.
I think it's getting harder and harder to find those. So you might want to, next time you make this meal, ask at your meat counter if they happen to have any in the back. They might be able to help you with that. So, all right. So with the bag that already has your turkey tenderloin in it, I'm going to have you open that bag up and you're going to add 2 teaspoons of our ultimate steak seasoning. Now, before I ever use the seasoning, I like to shake it up. So I'm reblending all the different flavors that are there. So keep that in mind. And if you can go ahead and do that, 2 teaspoons. This goes a long way. That's, you might think, gosh, only 2 teaspoons. But in reality, it does have quite a bit of flavor to it. I love this on Brussels sprouts and on broccoli, on chicken. It's not just for steak. All right. So again, keep that in mind. A little bit goes a long way. It's kind of like a Montreal steak seasoning, if you've ever tried that. All right, so once you have those 2 teaspoons in your bag with your turkey tenderloin, you are just going to squeeze, get as much air out of that bag, because air is our enemy when it comes to these workshops. All right, I know if you've done these with me for a while, you're sick of me saying that, but you don't want freezer burn on all your meats. All right, so squeeze out your air and then go ahead and seal that bag and set that aside for the time being. Is everybody ready to move on? Okay, good. All right, so the next thing that you want to do is, this is how easy this meal is. You're going to take, if you have a small container that you want to store your sauce in, you can do that, or you can use it straight, the quart-sized bag. If you want to dump it right into the quart-sized bag, that's fine too. But we're going to be putting a 1/2 cup of our Sweet Heat grilling sauce into the container or into the bag, and then we're just going to put that in a quart-sized bag and seal that off as well. Has anybody tried this Sweet Heat grilling sauce yet? It's really good. It does
I took a little taste and I was like, oh my Lord.
I know.
And now I need more.
Yes. Well, I am putting an order in, so if you need me to do that.
Yes, please.
So it does have a mustard, like a mustard base to it, but it's really a great flavor. And I feel like you can do a lot. Miss Debbie here, Denise Stewart has done it with meatballs, and they are phenomenal. So if you need a snack for a party you're going to, consider that as an appetizer snack.
Like mix it into the meat to make meatballs. Oh my
Well,
Lord.
even like put
or
your
as
meatballs,
a dipping sauce.
Yes, as a dipping sauce. So if you're like me, you buy your meatballs from GFS because you're always running late. So I was running late, and I know Debbie, Denise, why do I keep, because I'm looking at Debbie or Deborah Combs, and I'm looking at Debbie Kesson here. So we just buy those and then put them in a Ziploc bag with the Sweet Heat grilling sauce, and then put them in your fridge and marinate overnight, and then just keep tossing and turning it. So every time you go in your fridge, flip them over. And then when you put them in a slow cooker, like little crock pot for serving, they're going to be crazy delicious. Same with your Bayou Bourbon or your honey teriyaki. Do that with any of them, because then it really absorbs the sauce, and you've got just this amazing flavor. So.
And if you're hesitant about that Sweet Heat grill sauce, I am not. I love my barbecue, and I'm more of a savory, not a vinegary one, and I don't like mustard. And when Miss Denise made that for our Taste and Trends, I could not believe how much I enjoyed those little smokies and the Sweet Heat grill sauce. So don't be afraid. And remember, we do have that love it guarantee. So if you don't love it, we can take good care of you.
Yes, exactly. And that's correct. She made them with little smokies that time. She just stabbed a fork in all the little hot dogs so that they absorb the flavor. All right.
So like 7 of them.
Yeah. And you don't even like that kind of flavor. So that's amazing. So yeah. All right. So you're going to take the small container and the turkey tenderloin that you've already sealed, put both of those into the other gallon-sized bag, hopefully the one that's labeled, and then get your air out of that bag, and we're done with that meal. And I know I'm being a little chatty tonight, so that's why we're taking a little time. We are going to go back to the burgers. We're going to do those later in our workshop. We're going to do all the really quick, easy ones to get them out of the way. And then the ones that take a little bit of time, we're going to do those one after the other. Okay. So just so you're aware. So the next meal we're going to hop to is we're going to hop over to the ultimate flank steak. Okay, so we're going to keep using that ultimate steak seasoning. That'll be our second meal that we'll prep tonight. And if you can give me a thumbs up when you are ready to move on, that would be great. Thumbs up. All right, perfect. Great. All right, so with our ultimate flank steak, you should have a steak hopefully in your gallon-sized Ziploc bag. You want to label it ultimate steak, flank steak. And most people, usually we have these already cut. They did 2 pounds of boneless beef, top round London broil, and then you cut them into steaks and put them in the bag. But however you did it, whatever kind of meat cut you had, you're fine. You're going to be good. Keep that in mind when you're doing these meal preps. They don't, if you have a different type of meat or you don't like a particular protein that we're using for that, you can always swap it out. That's the thing I love about these meals. All right.
Sorry, Kelly. I ended up not finding like in steaks. So I bought a 2 pound and I cut it into 4 because single girl, gotta do my thing. But and then I will end up I will mix this all together, but then I will freeze them separately after the fact.
And I love that Debbie does this. So as she said, she's on her own. So these meals serve 6 servings, but what she's already figured out how to make this work for her so that she breaks them up. So she's never going and wasting some of it by leaving it, oh, I made this meal and I didn't eat all of it. Now I've wasted it. So she's getting many more meals than the 5 or 6 that we're prepping. So thank you for that tip. I appreciate it.
On the flip side, both of my girls will be home for the summer. So some of these I'm actually doubling.
Awesome. Okay. So that's awesome too. Yeah. And you're going to have extra seasonings available after, you don't use the whole seasoning jar. So that's the other nice thing. You have a larger family. I know, Tracy, you're cooking for a bigger family as well. So it makes it nice. So yeah. All right. So this one, we are adding right to the beef. We're adding 1 tablespoon of your ultimate steak seasoning. Now, if you, Kelly, can you hold up the ultimate steak seasoning jar? So when you have that jar, that lid that is on the regular size jar, that's 2 tablespoons. So if you just fill that halfway full, then you already have your 1 tablespoon. So just so you know that for the future. All right, now you're going to be putting in 1/2 cup of olive oil, or if you don't have olive oil and you have avocado oil, it'll all be fine. You want to do 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Some people like to do the low sodium. If that's what you have in your house, that's perfect. And then does everybody know the trick of a lime? The best way to get as much juice out of the lime as possible? Anybody know that? What is it?
I know 2.
Okay. Oh, 2. You're going to teach us. Okay, go ahead and teach us.
1 is to microwave it for like 10 seconds. It softens it up.
I never knew that.
You roll it to death on the counter until all of its juices are running.
Right. So I know the roll on the counter one, but I did not know about the microwave. So that's awesome. Thanks for teaching us, Amber. That's cool.
No problem.
So pick which way you'd like to do it. And if you want to you're going to want to get as much juice out of your lime as possible. And you're going to be squeezing that into the bag with the beef and all of the other ingredients that we've just put in. Now, my friend Angie Zalotowski is great at prepping or putting these assembly instructions together. So you'll notice her instructions says until marinade completely incorporates the beef. So that just means like kind of, massaging it, making sure that it all gets mixed in together. So you don't have oil all on one side and the lime juice on the other side. You just want to mix it all together. And again, you want to squeeze all the air out and then put it in a 2nd gallon size bag and you're good to go. Anybody have any questions on this meal? Deborah, you're on mute.
I was just going to say, I don't have a question, but I'm also happen to be enjoying some, the lime slushy drink mix stuff.
Watermelon lime.
Watermelon
We
lime,
should
yeah.
all made that for the tonight. We should all had a, yeah, whether it's mocktail or cocktail. I know. I was
I'll
set up
never tell which one mine is.
No,
Okay,
there's
don't
no
share 'em.
reason to admit anything.
Yeah,
But we should have done that.
we should have. Yes, yes.
Deborah, you just go on with your bad self.
I know. That's awesome. All right, so ladies, give me a thumbs up when you're finished with meal number 2, and then we're going to be jumping on into our pork chops. You guys are quick. Good. Ladies are great. So we're going to skip kebabs for right now, but we'll go back to that one in a few. We're going to jump to our sweet heat pork chops is what we're going to next. And I always appreciate these meals because when I make pork chops with these meals, I usually don't make them like shoe leather because I've been known to shoe leather up my poor pork chops. So I have a tendency to way overcook them.
Kelly, I don't remember if we've talked about this before. I'm sure we have, so stop me if I have. But have you used an air fryer for your pork chops before?
They are so much better, aren't they?
They really are.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, I'm getting braver with pork chops these days. But this with the grill, I think, you could do these, even these meals could be done in like your air fryer, because a lot of us have the grill setting on our air fryers. So keep that in mind as well. Yeah. So for this one, you will need your gallon size bags, 1 quart size bag, and then a small container. Or if you don't have the small containers, again, you can just put the sauce straight into the Ziploc bag. So, all
I
right.
am listening to the Zoom and I think there's like 13 people on here.
We can hear you, Denise.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So with this one, you're going to put, again, 2 teaspoons of our ultimate steak seasoning, not tablespoons. So make sure you're doing teaspoons on this, in with the pork chops. And then you're just going to, again, get all that air out of your bag, make sure that the ultimate steak is kind of blended on all your pork chops. And then just
What
get
are
that
we
air out.
adding?
Oh, ultimate steak seasoning to start. What did I say?
No,
say
we didn't hear you.
Okay, I was like, oh goodness, did I say the wrong one? I've been known to do that too. And then in your plastic container when you're ready, or directly into the bag, we're going to do 1/2 cup of the sweet heat grilling sauce. So again, it's pretty much like the turkey tenderloin. It's very similar recipe, except we're using pork chops for this one. And then that small container, you can just put right into the quart size bag. Take both of those bags and put them in your other gallon size bag and seal it up. So does anybody have one of the meals picked out that you're going to make first? Because I always say leave one out.
I'm doing the chicken and veggie kebabs because I'm a fan of lemon pepper.
You're going to love those. Michelle Tedesco, or not Michelle Tedesco, Michelle Kegel did those for the Taste and Trends, and they were really good. So.
Kelly, this is the first time I'm not saving one because we've got Disney on Thursday.
So there's a few of the consultants here today that earned the Tastefully Simple trip to Disney World. And so congratulations, Miss Kelly. It's her first time she's earned a trip.
Oh,
yay!
And then Miss Denise and Tammy are also going on the trip. So congratulations to them as well.
How fun.
And Kelly,
And me. Yeah,
you're coming too.
Yes, I'm coming. I haven't been to Disney in 38 years.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's been a little while. It was my senior trip. So yeah, Katie, I'm old. I saw Katie go, wow. Dang, she's old. I'm just teasing you.
You're wise and experienced, Kelly.
That's it.
Wise and
Yes,
experienced.
it's wise and experienced. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you're finished. Oh, you do? Oh, that's awesome, Katie. Well, hey, Katie, if you have any tips for us before we jump off tonight, we would all be happy to hear anything you want to share with us because we're excited. So All right, give me a thumbs up. I got Amber's thumb up. Okay, we're ready to move on. Okay, 7:24, and I've been talking a lot tonight, so we're doing pretty good. We're halfway through already. All right, do you want to jump into the kebabs or do you want to do burgers first? I was thinking kebabs and then move to the last two burgers. What do you think?
Kebab.
That's what I was thinking. All right. So on this one, the prep work said to place your chicken breasts cubed into a bag already. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add to that bag a tablespoon of the lemon pepper seasoning. Now, ladies, I forget the measurement on that little jar. Does anybody remember, for those of you that meal prep with me normally? Because I haven't measured that one. Okay, so just go ahead and measure out 1 tablespoon, and then you're going to do 3 tablespoons of olive oil all into the chicken bag. And then just kind of zhuzh that up after you seal it. And then I usually open it back up and squeeze all the air out. Mary Beth, how you doing? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, sorry.
I'm good. I am gonna confess, I did everything a little bit earlier because I had something right before this.
No
But my
problem.
question is, you said 1 tablespoon with 3 cups of olive oil, and it's 2 and 6. I just want to know that I didn't do the wrong thing.
Oh, were you following, because you were following the cook, are you following the prep instructions on this one, or are you following the instructions in the cookbook?
I followed the instructions. Nope, I did do it right.
Okay,
Because I was following the instructions from what you
Okay.
gave me. Okay.
okay, perfect. That's great.
But why is that different than, and I'll look at the directions now because I'm reading the book.
Yes. So when you, are you talking about the olive oil? Is that what,
Yeah. So here
Mhm,
in the prep work that we got,
mhm,
it did say 3, but in the recipe it says 6.
because down farther, so there's
That's
3
what
in the
just-
first bag.
Yeah.
And then when we go to the veggies, there's going to be another 3. So that's
Thank
why it's 6. So
Okay.
great question.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, so if you've got that chicken seal or all taken care of, then we're going to seal that bag and put it aside. And then we're going to move into our second gallon size bag.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes.
I was gonna let you know real quick that the lemon pepper seasoning, a tablespoon of that with the cap is the very top line inside the
Okay.
cap.
Oh, yes. Okay, I do remember that. So there's lines inside that little or the smaller jar lid, and that top line is 1 tablespoon. I do remember that now. Thank you. Thanks for measuring it out and testing it for me.
No problem.
Oh, no, I did not take a picture of everyone. I will do that, Denise. Thank you.
Kelly, I have a question about, I know we're doing the veggies. Are those gonna freeze okay?
They usually do. I've done kebabs before and I prep
Okay.
and freeze them. And this is written for like the prep work is the plan is to freeze them.
Okay.
But if you were like, you know what, I don't really want to do that, and you didn't want to cut your veggies and do that one, you're fine. That you could wait.
Okay. I
But-
just wondered.
Yeah, I
Thank
know it
you.
does feel a little, it's like kind of like when we freeze, like sometimes we've frozen like milk and like some of the different things we've frozen and we're all like, I don't know. So, but yeah, you can do that. And I have
Okay.
done that before. So with this one, you do, if you've not already chopped your veggies, some people I know probably have already chopped. I know Mary Beth said she's a little ahead. I know Debbie, you probably have already chopped. So if you have not, and I think Amber did too. Yep. Oh, look how good that looks. Hold that up. Everything looks delicious on that. She had a whole plate of chopped up veggies. So all you're doing is you're chopping up your medium zucchini. Yay, look at that. Oh, I should take a picture of all of you holding that up. Okay, everybody ready for, we always try to take a picture of us being together. So let me, if you can if you're off camera, if you'll come on camera for just a minute, that would be great. And smile. Ah, there's
I'm
Tammy.
afraid to figure it out, Kelly. I tried to do it before and I lost you, so.
Okay, you're fine. I can see you.
You
Can you see
can?
it?
Oh,
Yeah, we can see
okay.
you. Yeah, I got y'all. You're good. All right. Okay, so with this one, you are cutting up your medium-sized zucchini. You're cutting it lengthwise, and then you're just cutting it into 3/4 inch thick cubes. If you like it a different way, feel free to cut it differently. We are going to take one red bell pepper, and obviously get the seeds out, and we're going to cube that into pieces. Yeah, Debbie, hold yours up. There we go. See, yes, there you go. And then we're going to be taking the one small red onion, and we're going to have those quartered, and then we're going to cut those into halves. So, okay. And once you have all that in one bag, let me know and give me a thumbs up and I'll tell you the next part of it. Okay, we got, oh, you're all doing great, ladies. All righty. And I'm loving that light in your background. That kitchen light is so cool.
Thanks. If I turn it on right now, though, it's way too bright.
Right.
It used to be over our kitchen table, but we did some renovation and now it's over our nice big island.
That's nice. I love it.
Yeah.
That's very cool. It's always fun when you have a renovation.
Yes. Well, mostly fun.
Yeah. Not while you're doing it, but when it's over and it's beautiful, then it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah. How are we doing on those veggies? Good. Okay, great. All right. So once those veggies are chopped up, you're going to be putting in 1 tablespoon. So the top line of that little jar lid, and 1 tablespoon of the lemon pepper seasoning, and then 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And again, we're going to seal it, let some air be in that bag at that time, and kind of zhuzh or shake it up, and then open it back up to get your air out. Now, when you are prepping this, you are going to need your skewers, because you'll then put the chicken meat and the veggies together. We're just not going to store it that way. We don't want them on the skewer sticks, you know. Yeah, it's just not going to be good. So.
And if you have a griddle, you don't have to put them on the skewers. You can just throw them on the griddle.
I love that. So you do more of a stir fry way of doing it? Okay,
yep.
That's cool. And even if you could even do a cast iron skillet if you have a grill that you're just doing it in a cast iron skillet, maybe.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because I always think the skewers are a pain. Go ahead, Mary Beth.
Yeah.
I was just curious as far as I was a little hesitant. I'm curious to know for anybody who has had and used the lemon pepper, is it overpowering on the lemon side? There are sometimes when I've done a lemon pepper chicken or veggies or something like that, it's overpowering. So I'm just curious for anybody's reviews on that.
I'm trying to think of my uses, the times that I've used it so far. And
I have not used it yet, but based on the smell alone, I don't think it's going to be overpowering.
I did taste it.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and used all. I mean, it did have a positive flavor and not over. So anyway, that's the one that I'm really curious about.
Yeah.
And I know when we did the kebabs when we were all together, I did not feel that it was overpowering. And it's very interesting. If you read the label, it says lemon pepper, and you won't see pepper listed as a seasoning on there. And I know you're talking about lemon, but when it says spices, there's just a little bit of the pepper blended in to that mix, but it's not going to be a lot of pepper. But the lemon, I have found that it's not overpowering. Denise and Kelly, you tried it that day. And Amber, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say that I personally find that it's a little bit more lemony than what you would buy at like the store. I've always bought like McCormick, their lemon pepper thing. And I always complain because I wanted more lemon and less pepper. So when I saw ours and it said lemon, lemon, I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I do feel like it's more lemon than pepper.
Well,
But
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, but I guess it depends on how much you like the lemon flavor.
But I
Overall.
didn't, okay.
Yeah.
But I still didn't feel like it was like, oh my gosh, it's so lemony, you know, like out of whack, like, you know, like too much out of proportion of the lemon to the pepper.
I thought it was a very mild seasoning.
Yeah.
It gave a very mild flavor to me.
Yeah, that's what I didn't think, because there's been times where I don't like certain lemon peppers. So Mary Beth, I hope that this is something that you like. And keep in mind, if you don't like something, we have our love it guarantee. I know you'll be like, well, it's on a meal, but I mean, but in general, if there's ever a product that you try and you're like, oh, I do not love that, or my family doesn't love it, you would just let Tracy know, and then the company refunds your money or lets you pick something else. So don't ever suffer through a product, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And the company is happy because when you're happy, they know that you're going to talk to other people about the products, and that's why they'll back their products 100%. Okay. But now I'm curious. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, I've been a consultant for 2 years, and I did have a lady do that, and all I did was make one phone call, and they were like, okay, no problem, what does she want instead, or you know, send her back her money. It was painless.
Yeah. And you don't send the product, the food products. Now, if it was a tote or something that you didn't like, then yes, you would have to send that back. But if it's a food or drink bucket, you don't even send it back. We just say gift it on or get rid of it. So.
And Deborah, I don't know if you had this same experience. I've only had to call once, but I looked at the time on my cell phone and it was less than 5 minutes that it took me to call and take care of my client.
Yes, it was very easy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, how are we doing on that particular meal? Y'all judged and all good? Air's out of the bags and you got both gallon size bags together in one? All right. Well, then we're moving on to the pork chops. The burgers, not the pork chops. I'm just seeing if you're on the ball, everyone. No, I'm just seeing if I'm on the ball. I think I got vacation on my brain. So, all right. So if everybody's okay with it, could we go ahead and start with the, can we start with the Bayou Bourbon cheeseburger first, and then we'll move on back to the smoky bacon cheddar pub burger. Okay. So we're going to be looking at the one that's on page 2 of the assembly instructions. And one tip that I like to do on this one is, I rip my parchment paper off first before I get my hands all, like before I'm making my patties and, yes. So Debbie can show you, she already got her parchment all ready to go. Yep. And I just bought, from the grocery store, I just bought some that actually are already cut for you. They're little squares. So that's really been a lifesaver because I always buy the big roll and then they roll up. So, yeah. I don't even remember where, I think I got them at.
That exists.
Yes, hold on. I'm gonna go off camera for a second. If you all can, once you get your parchment paper pulled apart or your wax paper, and put that off to the side, then we're gonna put in a 1/2 cup of Bayou Bourbon glaze in the ground beef, and one small package of the bacon bits, and then, oh, I love this, 1/2 package of their crispy fried onions. And this burger is our favorite, probably our very favorite burger at my house. So we love this one. Okay, I'm gonna go get that box of parchment so I can show you. I'll be right back.
Damn it, I didn't know that existed.
Bayou Bourbon Glaze is the product that I got hooked on Tastefully Simple with. Like it was the first one I ever tried.
That's a good one to get hooked on.
Was it Bayou Bourbon?
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that's the first product I ever tried. And I was hooked.
Agreed. That's amazing.
Yeah, so this is the parchment paper. I don't know if you can see that okay. So it's from Kroger's and it's parchment pre-cut sheets. And there's 35 in the box. And you could even tear these apart. So you could go through basically 1.5 sheets because there's 4 nice size squares on that. So just so you know. And again, that was from Kroger's. Not plugging one grocery store over another, but you know, just so you know where they are, because I hate the roll. This always wants to roll up. So. All right. How's everybody doing? Anybody have any helpers? Katie, you got a helper back there, huh? That's good. So do you all are you all doing these on the grill, or like Amber brought up the griddle? Anybody cooking on those Blackstone griddles, or well, griddles like that?
I have one of those Ninja like 6-in-1 that air fry, grill, bake.
Yeah.
It probably like lifts off into outer space. I just don't know how to make it do that.
Yeah.
Jealous. I want one of those.
Yes.
I do have the Pampered Chef grill, so that's what I'll be doing mine on.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. So I always think that it's great. Whatever you're cooking on, I just think this is, you know, a great burger. I was shocked when I started doing burgers in the air fryer, like what Deborah just talked about. I can't believe that you can do that. And my husband and I were like, there's no way, those are not going to turn out. And we were like, wow, these are great. so they stay nice and juicy. One of the products that I like to use, just a little tip that you can do. Tastefully Simple had out a burger press that you can actually make your burgers in. You can even make little sliders with this one. But even if you didn't have this, you can take a peanut butter jar lid and you can put a piece of plastic wrap down in there and like kind of tuck that in. And then you can put your burger meat in there and then press it down and you'll get burgers that are the same size. Because I always hate that where I have one burger that's gigantic and another one that's really tiny. So that is a way that you can do that. Or if you want a bunch of little sliders, you could do that as well. So.
You can tell how good this one's going to be because like when you're working with the hamburger meat, like it's just like melty and juicy and
yes,
it's going to be so good.
And that one does stay really juicy. So it's, yeah, you're not going to have a dry burger on that. Now for me, I don't usually, even though it says in the quart size bag to put 6 slices of cheddar cheese, that's one of those things where I don't usually do that. Oh, that's a great idea. So Katie said her husband is using a muffin tin. That is so cool. Look what he's doing. That is brilliant. You win the prize tonight of being brilliant. Way to go.
Okay, hold on. I need a recap. Show me the muffin tin. I'm so intrigued.
Look at that. That is
so
the best.
brilliant. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's super cool.
That is a great idea.
Yeah. Why did we never think of that before? That's awesome. And it's not like it's not our first meal prep in here. We've never thought to do that. It's awesome. So I know like with Debbie, what she liked, the reason I like doing the burgers like this and putting them in their separate wrap, it's nice because you can just pull out 1 or 2 at a time if you're, you know, a smaller family, if you're not going to make all the burgers at one time. And I know, Debbie, you wrap yours separately and do you put them all in one Ziploc bag wrap separately, or how do you do it?
I do. I use the cling wrap.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the press and seal.
Okay.
And I'll make my individual burgers and then I'll put them all in one bag labeled, but I do not do that. I don't put the cheese in.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't know when I'm gonna eat it. So
yeah.
I do have these individual and I've got a little bit of wax paper between them. But being single, it's so much easier to just make these seal them individually in the press and seal, and then freeze them.
That's
So
awesome. That's a great tip.
yeah, I can take 1 or 2 out if I want, So
You're gonna have one of these and then you're gonna be like, oh, I wish I would have had 2 out because these are so
correct.
good. So-
But that's why I typically do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I'll
That's
put them 2 in a quart bag
okay.
inside the gallon bag. So
Okay. That way you just pulled out the quart size. That's
yeah,
a great tip. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for that. And
absolutely.
so I don't know if you saw what Debbie was holding up, but she had the cheese and she just put like a piece of wax paper in between each one of them. And then she's just going to store those in her fridge.
Yes.
So. All right. And then once you're finished with the burgers and you have those all wrapped, you're just putting those in your gallon size bag and getting
Yep.
the air out and you're good to go. And when you're all ready, give me a thumbs up for the last burger that we're going to do for the night.
Yay.
I know. These did go fast. Amber, do you have help? How did you get those done that fast?
Me?
Oh, your team member is there. I'm assuming that was Kai. Was that Kai?
Yes, it was.
That helps a lot. You got double the hands. Wanda, I bet you can't wait till your kitchen is all back together so that you can make all these meals. She's like, yes. Oh.
Yes, my cooking appliances arrive tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome. So is that your helper? He looks almost like
Dash
a
wanted to say
jaguar.
hi.
Hi. Very cute.
Dash says
Yes.
he wanted to say hi.
He's so precious.
I get on my face. Katie, Katie, do you have another helper in the kitchen? Hi.
You can say hi.
Say that.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, are you excited about the meals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one are you thinking you should have first?
I didn't tell me what they are yet.
Oh, we have some chicken and we have pork chops and hamburgers and a steak.
I saw the hamburgers. My dad's still doing them.
That was smart of how he did that, wasn't he? He was very smart. We all learned from him tonight. Yeah, this is when that's why I do the burgers last, because they do take a little extra time with making the patties and everything. And it's usually the thing where you're digging into a little bit. I always like to have an extra set of gloves. If you don't like touching the meat, you know, little plastic gloves are nice. So. It's so quiet. I feel like I should sing a song or something, but you don't want me doing that. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that tonight or ever. I should ask Miss Denise. Miss Denise and Tammy and Kelly, are y'all packed already? No.
It's on my list of things to do tomorrow.
I haven't even started yet.
Oh.
I suggest you do it nicely.
Well, Kelly's packing for 3 people, so it makes it a lot harder. She's like, how can I do that?
There we go.
I know, that's impressive.
That's what that big nose is for. I've got my spreadsheets and my suitcase is almost packed, and yes, we're almost there.
There you go. There you go.
But this is Desmond's first time, so it's one of those things where it's a big deal in our family.
Yeah, is he getting excited?
Oh my gosh. And it's the first roller coasters of the season because Kings Island doesn't open till we're at Disney. And so he's uber excited because he's been waiting all winter long for a roller coaster.
Well, there you go. That's awesome.
Thank goodness for YouTube because we've been YouTubing all the rides.
That's good. Keeping him busy. All right. Let me know when you're ready for the last one. Just give me a thumbs up. We'll move on
These
into
burgers smell amazing.
Okay, I see some thumbs up. So perfect. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to be, for this next one, it's going to be another burger. So we're just changing it up a little bit. So on the last one, this is our smoky bacon barbecue cheddar pub burger. If you've never tried our smoky bacon barbecue sauce, I will tell you, this is a sauce that I was like, barbecue sauce, I use, Montgomery Inn. I love that one. You can't top that. And then I finally used this and I was like, oh goodness, why was I waiting so long for this one? Because it's really delicious. It's very thick and rich in flavor. And so I hope that you love it as much as I do. But you're going to be putting 1.5 pounds of ground beef in the bag if you didn't do that already, or in a bowl that you're going to be mixing in. And you're going to want 2 teaspoons of the ultimate steak seasoning. Once you mix that in with your patties, then you are going to once you mix it in with the ground beef, then you are going to be making patties. Goal is 6 patties again, and then wrap those in your parchment paper or wax paper and set them aside. Actually, put them in the large Ziploc bag.
I went ahead and there's 4 in my family, so I just made 4 bigger burgers rather than us fighting over the last 2 burgers that are left.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, and that's the thing that's wonderful about it. You're going to pick and choose how you want to do it. For me, I usually go to a leaner ground beef because that's what we like in our house. You just pick and choose what you want or what works for you. So that's great. Thanks, Debbie or Deborah, for that. Why did I say Debbie? I never call you Debbie. It's funny.
Only my dad calls me Debbie.
I know. I was gonna say, I don't even know why I said that. That was weird.
Well, that's because we have Debbie on too, so that's why.
There you
Correct.
go. That would
And
explain.
I
Yes.
do the same thing. I make them a little bigger because it's just me.
Yeah.
So I
That makes
will
sense.
freeze them a little bigger, eat them a little bigger. Life is good.
I like them a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So once those patties are put together, again, we're measuring out 6 tablespoons of the smoky bacon barbecue sauce. And you're just putting that in a little container and then dropping that into your Ziploc bag, the quart size bag, or you can directly put it into the quart size bag. But if you really want to get all of that out of the, the bag, it's easier if it's in a little container. How's everybody holding up? You all good? Okay. Now, I heard in Cincinnati it's supposed to be cooler again. I don't know if grilling season is going to be starting right away or not. It keeps going up and down. It is like a roller coaster ride here.
Not a good one though.
No, roller coaster of weather.
And it's supposed to rain again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm so over this weather.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning, and I think on Wednesday, more rain.
Great. That's not fun. We have teachers here in the crowd, and that's always really fun when the students are coming in all wet and like you can't take them outside for any recess. Tracy,
Sorry, ladies, it's beautiful in Virginia.
Oh, rub that in your new home. Thanks, Wanda.
Sorry.
Well, it's beautiful here today. It is beautiful here today. So.
We've had maybe a half an hour total of rain in a week.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hope I don't eat my words.
Yeah.
I wonder, Wanda, if that's because you're on the east side, the southeast side of the Shenandoah Mountains. I wonder if if the mountains are catching the rain that's we're sending your way.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, because typically we get weather like 2 days after you guys do, but it's not making it here. So I don't know. Maybe something's just working on my side, Kelly.
Maybe. There you go.
Yeah.
So Mary Beth and Tracy, and who else? Is there anybody else that works at your school, Tracy? No. Do you go out for recesses? Do you have recess? Mary Beth does. Okay.
We have full-time paras with us, so the paras cover recess. That's because that's our lunchtime too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good news. Yeah. All right. Does anybody need me to go over those instructions again for the second burger? No. And again, with the cheese.
So I have a question. I have
Okay.
a question just because I've never made these before.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
when you put the sauce in a separate container,
Mm-hmm.
that's after you cook the meat, you're putting the sauce on the burger?
You're brushing on, yeah. Yeah.
Brushing it
This one
on.
is a little different. So the Bayou bourbon one that we just did, it's mixed in
Uh-huh.
with the meat. Whereas this one is
Okay.
going to be more of a topper on the top.
Okay, all right.
And there's nothing wrong. You could put this into the burger meat if you wanted and be done with it.
Yeah.
It's just, this is just a little bit different. This recipe is.
It's probably prettier on the top.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. And
It's all about the appearance.
Yes, your cheese on top and I like to make, I like to mix like our sauces, especially the smoky bacon barbecue sauce with a little mayonnaise and make like an aioli. So that's kind of how I like to mix mine up. And then I also like that as a dipper for tater tots and fries. So I know,
Okay.
right?
I gotta turn some light on.
Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? And then the last thing with this one is, again, with the cheese, you can put slices of wax paper between it if you'd like. If you want to go ahead and freeze that, put it in a quart-sized bag, get all the air out, and then add all those bags together into one large gallon-sized bag. Can you believe we have 6 meals done in under an hour?
Wow.
Not too shabby, huh?
One last question. Has anybody else tried to put a order in this weekend?
Wanda, these are consultants and non-consultants with us tonight. Can I talk to you about that
okay.
offline? Okay.
Oh, sure.
Thank
Sure.
you. And I did just put an order in and it went through.
So it must be my internet. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Please feel free to share any pictures that you like. If you're making a meal, if you're like a lot of us that are at Tastefully Simple, we take lots of pictures of our food. We always love to see what you've made, what you're thinking of it. So if you are willing, if you do put pictures on Facebook or Instagram about what you've made, don't forget to tag the consultant who invited you. If you're a Tastefully Simple consultant, we're doing a food contest. It's called the Cooking Throwdown this month through the 21st. So yeah, you can win prizes. So definitely be doing that. And our next workshop is going to be on May 19th. That is going to be Burger Mania, and we'll be doing 5 different types of burgers. So mark your calendar. We will be ordering this. We will need to order, I would say by the 5th of the month of like Cinco de Mayo. We'll want to get that order in by that date. That way it gives us plenty of time to make sure that they're in, your ingredients are in. So I'll have that prepped, that flyer put together. The goal is by tomorrow so that I can share it with everybody. Debbie, I know you'll be
I'll be gone.
Yeah, you'll be gone.
I love you, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be gone.
She's going to Cancun, so
Yeah.
Oh, you have fun.
yes.
Totally paid for by work.
Yay. Those are even better.
Thank you, ladies. This is
Yeah.
wonderful. I love
you.
doing these.
I know you do. Well, we got another one in June, so we'll miss you in May, but we'll see you in June.
Awesome.
Okay.
Have
Enjoy
a
your
great night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, everybody. See you all later. If anybody has
Bye.
questions, you can stay on and ask me questions. I'll stay here for a couple more minutes. So,
Okay. I do.
all right. All right. And thank you all for coming. For those of you that are new to it, Mary Beth and Melissa and Tracy, I hope you love the meals. Please let me know what you think of them. I'm super excited to hear. So, yeah, see ya. And Mary Beth, I do want to hear about that lemon pepper, what you think of it. So, okay. I hope you love it. I'm going to turn off the recording. Maybe. Okay, stop. Yeah.